Hello students, welcome to the next session. Today I will be discussing the topic which is document view architecture. Now architecture in the sense it is a systematic method where we will be using that method to create applications. Now coming for document view architecture is based on objects. We are going to use the concept of objects for creating the applications on document view architecture. Now what is the meaning of using objects? What is the meaning of using objects is, we have already discussed object. Object is a runtime entity or instance of a class. Similarly, now if I have any kind of software, that software will be divided into several sections. That sections are like your objects. Consider you have a file. I have a file called as file1.txt. I have a file called as file1.txt. As you observe, it is text file. Text file in the sense, information will be in the form of text where you can access the information by using the applications like Notepad or WordPad. That type of applications can be used for accessing the information. Now, I have some data called as, suppose say, welcome. So, welcome is the information what I have stored onto the text file. Now, so this file or this information in the file will be stored into one object. That information what you are going to store will be acting as view object. So suppose consider you have two classes, class A and class B. If you create an object of class A, that will be a different object, and if you create an object of class B, that will be a different object that will be accessing that particular class details. Example, say consider I have class A. In this class A, I have a variable called as X, and I have one more class called as B. In that class, I have a variable called as Y. If I create an object like suppose A, X1 equal to new A. So that is to say, X1 is an object that will be accessing the class A. The same thing, if I write one more object like say B, X2 equal to new B. In this case, X2 is an object that will be accessing the information that is present in class B. Similarly, we are going to have a single file called as file1.txt. For this file, we are going to create two different types of objects. One object will be storing the information, how we are going to see the details. That information will be stored in view object, and actual data will be stored into one more object called as document object. So we'll have two different objects, one is document, other one is view. That is why it is called as document view architecture. In the sense, based on the object, for any kind of information, we are going to store that information into two different objects. One object will contain the data, that object is document object. Other object will contain the information, how it is displayed, in which application it is displayed. That details will be present in one more object, that is view object. Now, if that is the case, consider I have same file 1, I have two different softwares, one is Notepad, other one is WordPad. So two different types of softwares with same file. So I'll be opening file 1 in MS Word, that is WordPad as well as Notepad. So both the cases, the information is welcome only. That is to say, we have same document object which will contain two different views. This is view 1 and this is view 2. So this type of dividing information or files into objects is one kind of architecture called as document view architecture. In this kind of architecture, we have some advantages. What are the advantages? Same information can be displayed in different kind of applications. So that is say managing the information will be easy. So that suppose I can share the information between several users. Okay, that is one of the advantage when you have two different type of objects where you are going to separate how it is displayed and the data. Both are separated into two different objects. Okay, now so we are coming for how the application will look like. Whenever you try to create an application using document view architecture, it will contain two things called as parent or parent window and frame window or child window. Parent window and frame window, where we will be displaying child windows. Okay. Now, so if this is the case, now if you consider example, I'll take your example as your for example Turbo C. Turbo C is a software. Turbo C is an application software which will be used for executing C programming. If you observe that application, you have the software. In that software, when you open the software, you will have the menu here. File menu, edit menu, all those informations, all those different types of menus will be available. Under that, if I open any program, suppose I open program 1. Program 1 will be displayed in the application. If I open program 2 will be available in the same space itself. In the same space only you are going to see program 2 also, where I can select which program I want. I can select program 1 or I can select program 2. In this case, the outermost frame or outermost window will be acting as parent window, and the information where you are going to see your programs, the frame where you are going to see your programs, that window will be acting as child window, where you will be displaying the child forms. So example, you have discussed applications like what is SDI and what is MDI. So where SDI stands for single document interface and MDI stands for multiple document interface. So as the name says, single document interface. Single document interface, I can take the example of Notepad. Notepad is an application where you can see only one document in the interface. Okay, so you have an interface. In that interface, whatever information that you are going to type, all those information is a single file. You cannot see two files in the Notepad, because that application you can see only single document. If you consider multiple document, that is like your Turbo C, where you can see program 1, that is one separate document, and program 2, that is separate program or separate file. So we can see multiple documents there. That is why it is called as multiple document interface. So your document view architecture will support single document interface as well as multiple document interface, but it is mainly used for developing the application that is based on multiple document interface. Now we'll discuss how the information is transmitted between one application, that is to say one object and the other object. I told you this information, suppose I have a file, I'll take an example, the same example. I'll consider I have a file called as file1.txt. In that file, I have an information called as welcome. Okay. Now, I have opened that information on your document. So, on your application, I have opened the file. Whenever I open the file, now this will be the parent window, where you can see all the menus and all the functions that you can see on the parent window. On the child window, you can see file 1, where we will have the information as welcome. Okay. Now this file 1 is a child of this application. Now, so this child window, if I want to display something on this file. So for example, I told you have two different types of objects. One is document object, other one is view object. Now if you consider, document object will contain the data. What is the data? Data is welcome. View object contains the information of how this object or this information should be displayed. That will be presented the object which is view object. Now, so the data will be transmitted from the document object to the view object. So when you want to display some information onto the application. Now, the same thing, if I use the keyboard, I have keyboard connected to the CPU. Now if I try to press a word called as welcome to SDC, I want to type like this. I'll type like this, welcome to SDC. That is nothing but input will be sent to the view. So input will be sent to the view where I'll see the information like whatever information I have typed, that information will be stored. Now that information from the view will be sent back to the document object where the data will be added like welcome to SDC. That information will be added onto the document and it will be stored. So this is how there will be an interaction between document object, view object as well as the application. So this type of architecture will help you to manage the data easily. So this is about your document view architecture. So next we are going to see a small topic called as that is a serialization. So and the rest of the information I am going to post a video or a text file or a PDF file that is related to the notes of this first chapter. Now coming for the last topic of this chapter, which is serialization. What is the meaning of serialization? Serialization is simply to say the process of storing the data. Storing data of an object. If you want to store the data of an object, that function is considered as serialization. I'll give you a simple example. Suppose say when I'll give you an example of suppose I'm playing a game. Okay, I'll consider an Android software itself. So if I have any Android phone, so you know basically Android is like we'll be using Java or objects, which will be object oriented programming. So if that is the case, I am playing a game. So whenever I play the game, so and I'll try to minimize that game. So and it will go back to the background. When it is in the background and if I try to restart it again, it is going to start in the same place or same position where I left the application or that particular game. That is to say that information is stored in the object. The way you are playing or the information about your game will be stored into objects. And whenever you switch between one application and the other application or one app and the other app, or if you try to go to the home menu and if you try to come back to play the game again, that information should be stored. That process of storing the data onto an object is called as serialization. So this is done by a predefined class. That class is present in VC++, which is called as CArchive. CArchive is a predefined class that is or inbuilt class that is used for serialization. What is the meaning of serialization? Storing the present data. So the present data that is present in the object, if you want to store that, is nothing but serialization. Hope this helped you in understanding of VC++. So if you have any doubts, just contact me through WhatsApp, so I'll clear your doubts. Thank you for this session. The notes will be updated either through the video or through WhatsApp. I'll be updating the first chapter which has been completed. Thank you.